Now let us go ahead and have a look at this question. This is a question from macroeconomics. Match list 1 with list 2 and select correct answer using the code. Look at the first one. It says C is equal to 4 plus 0.6y. This simply looks like a consumption function. I would like to give you some additional information here. देखो, C is equal to 4 plus 0.6y. We know that this is C bar, autonomous consumption. We know that this is marginal propensity to consume. Oops, MPC. ठीक है? अच्छा, एक बात सोचो. See, when we talk about marginal propensity to consume, you must understand that there are two things. One is called MPC out of income. Marginal propensity to consume out of income. And one is marginal propensity to consume out of disposable income. ये दोनों सेम बातें नहीं हैं. दोनों अलग चीजें हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, when I say C is equal to 4 plus 0.6 YD, तो मतलब जितनी मेरी डिस्पोजेबल इनकम बचेगी, the income I will be left with after I pay taxes, उसमें से मैं 60% कंज्यूम करूंगी. So you know, if my income is 100 and I pay a tax of 10, then my disposable income is 90. I will be consuming 60% of this 90. जबकि ये कहता है I will be consuming 60% of income. So if my income is 100, I will consume 60% of Y. दोनों बहुत अलग बात है. यहाँ पर अगर आप देखो 60% of 90 is just 54 and 60% of 100 is 60. Right? So this is not the true picture actually. The true picture is only after you have paid taxes. Net income से ही consumption हो सकती है, right? So ideally, make it a habit that whenever you write consumption function, you write C bar plus CYD. ठीक है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा taxes zero ही तो होंगे in the question. So Y minus T C bar. So this will be if T is D 0. Then I will be left with the same thing. जितना मैं income से consume कर रही हूँ या disposable से, it's the same thing. Otherwise, the two are different things. ठीक है? Now, you have to think and tell me that suppose this tax is a proportionate tax. Then what is MPC out of income? What is MPC out of income if it is a proportionate tax? Out of income. Y के साथ क्या फाइनल फैक्टर लगता है जो आप कंज्यूम कर रहे हो? I want to know that. Out of disposable income C ही है. But out of income, जब आप इसको solve कर रहे हो, what is the MPC out of income? I want to know that. Okay. So we understand that this is a consumption function. So this will be mapped to consumption function. So we know that answer of A is C. माने ये भी ठीक हो सकता है और ये भी ठीक हो सकता है. Now come for the answer of B. B is an investment function. So 80 minus 5, क्या है? 80 minus 5y. So I is equal to I bar minus BI. This is autonomous investment. This is interest rate. Okay. This is how sensitive you are to interest rate. So sensitivity to interest rate. Usually in questions में कहीं एक जगह पे ट्रिक होगी. ठीक है? वो ट्रिक कहाँ है इसमें? ये वाला पार्ट इज फाइन. वो ट्रिक इसमें है IS and LM में. The IS and LM curve. How are we drawing the IS and LM curve, बेटा? IS and LM curve, they are drawn in the IY space. ये समझ में आता है हमें? IS curve is also in the IY space and LM curve is also in the IY space. तो अगर हम यहां देखें B का आंसर we know is 4, मतलब अभी तक ये भी ठीक है और ये भी ठीक है. एलिमिनेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है, राइट? एलिमिनेशन में ये तो हट गया, बट बाकी आई एम नॉट एबल टू एलिमिनेट. यहीं पे द कंफ्यूजन स्टार्ट्स. अब मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा? हाउ डू आई नो बोथ आर फंक्शन ऑफ आई एंड वाई? बट आई नो दैट द IS curve has an inverse relation between I and Y. And LM curve has a direct relation between I and Y. बस इसी से ही we can go ahead and solve this question. तो देखो एक बार जरा यहाँ पे. If I start solving the third equation which is given to me, give me a moment. Let me just erase this. So if I start solving the third equation, this one, क्या आएगा? 0.3y, I am taking I on the other side, is equal to 20I plus 150. Which means there is a direct relation. देखो यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव है, तो जब I बढ़ेगा y बढ़ेगा, right? You can differentiate and check also. एक बार differentiate कर लो. 0.3 dy is equal to 20 di. So dy by di, this is 20 by 0.3, greater than 0. If interest rate increases, income is increasing. Yeah, di by dy, that is 0.3 by 20, greater than 0. There is a positive relationship between interest rate and income. समझ में आया ये बात? Are we clear on this? किस केस में पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप आता है बिटवीन इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड इनकम? LM कर्व, राइट? दे हैव अ पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप. इसका स्लोप पॉजिटिव है. इसमें अगर मैं परपेंडिकुलर बाय बेस निकालूं, इफ आई फाइंड DI by DY, I will get that greater than 0. That's positive. This is exactly what happened here, right? So which means the third equation is my LM equation. अब वैसे ही एक बारी fourth equation को let's have a look at it. So fourth equation is given as 0.3y plus 20I minus 150 is 0. So which means 0.3y will be minus 20I plus 150. अब ये interest rate के साथ we have a negative sign here, right? What does this negative sign tells us? It tells us that if you increase interest rate, then y will decrease because of this negative sign. They are inversely related to each other. So if I were to find dy by di, it would be minus 20 by 0.3. If I differentiate on both sides, it will have this negative sign. This is, which means the slope is negative. And when do I have an inverse relation between I and y? I और y के बीच में negative relationship कहाँ पर होता है? When I am talking about my IS curve. So which means that the fourth equation is going to be related to the IS curve. So the fourth one has the answer 2 and this has this. So A is my correct option. Usually these questions are easy with a very less trick involved. You have to look at that trick and you have to try to solve that question. ठीक है? अच्छा, इन सब के बाद take it as a homework. You should find the fiscal multiplier for IS LM domain. Matlab, this is your homework. If I take this as an IS curve, if I take this as an LM curve, and if I take a fiscal multiplier, matlab if G increases, I know IS curve will shift to the right. Output will increase. But what is the increase in output when G is increasing in this case? ये क्या value आएगी इसकी? I want you to revise that. Okay. Okay, thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.